there, Mel Abraham here. I hope you are doing well. Happy Thursday. Let me just make sure that we are live on Facebook and all. Um, I'm actually coming into you from a hotel, my hotel, where I just got done speaking. Yeah, it looks like we're live. Let's make sure you can hear me. Um, yeah, we can. All right, cool. All right, so hey, I just want to jump in here real quickly before we go to dinner. I'm speaking at an event here in Raleigh, and spoke about money, wealth, about what does it take to build wealth, the kinds of things that come into play with it, and and that type of thing. And some of the questions that came up. One of the questions that actually came up, and Drew Hitchcock, I see. Yeah, man, he was there. He was there. So good to see you here live on Instagram. I just wanted to jump in here, just talk a little bit about some of the things at the event and that type of thing. But so one of the questions that came up during the event was about how do we accomplish the things that we're trying to accomplish? What does it take to accomplish the things that we're trying to accomplish? And I'm going to talk about this in the construct of finances and wealth and money and business and that type of thing. And one of the things that I brought up is this idea of making sure, and you know me in frameworks, it's that's what I do. And so I have a framework. If you can just envision this triangle, there's three things that I think start to drive your ability to accomplish the things that you want to do, whether it's money, whether it's sports, whether it's academics. And we tend to, those that tend to get those three things in place in their lives tend to move faster, move farther, and move easier. And that is this: is the first thing, that if we're trying to build wealth, or if we're trying to build a business, or we're trying to do something that we've never done before, that we need is coaching. Is that we need to be able to know that we have someone, something, somewhere in the space that has the ability to have a conversation with us and everything. So Karen is in the house and Sarah is in the house. So good to see you. I now see you guys on Facebook too. So we need to have coaching. In other words, and like I differentiate between coaching and mentoring. So I may want to correct it and say I'd like to have mentoring, but coaching nonetheless, and I'll explain the difference, but is I want someone that has actually done the things that you're trying to do, especially when it comes to accomplishing things with money. Look, there's nothing worse in my mind than to turn around and say, I'm going to go to a financial advisor, and that financial advisor is freaking broke. Okay. And I know that some financial advisors are going to not be happy with me about saying this, but if you've not been in the financial realm, if you've not experienced market downturns, if you've not navigated the challenges, if you've not navigated uncertainty, and all you have is your academic studies, I'm sorry. I'm probably not going to hire you, at least not at the level that we're trying to play. And so where I look at it is I want someone that has had the experience, that has actually done the work. And Travis Greenlee, oh my gosh, brother, it is good to hear from you, man. I hope you're doing well. We got to connect and catch up. So we want to make sure that we have access to the people that have been down the road. Now, why is that? Especially when we're talking finances and wealth and that type of thing. It's because they know where the pitfalls are. They know where the potholes are. They know where to maneuver you and say, oh, wait a second, don't go that way, because I did that once before and it wasn't pretty. All right. But if we turn around and work with people that maybe just don't have that, you stand to step into some potholes. You stand to have some challenges. So one of the first aspects to accelerating your success is to make sure that you have a coach or a mentor that is going to help you see the path and clear the path and make sure that you avoid the potholes that they know about. The second piece is this, is that you need a curriculum. You need an education. most of the things that we don't have in our life are because we need an additional skill, especially when it comes to money and finance. If you're not trained in it and everything, we don't talk about it. Society doesn't want to talk about it. Money's taboo. We shouldn't talk about it. And yet, if we don't talk about it, we can't solve the money challenges that we're having. And what that means is that you got to go out on a limb. You got to spend some time to try and educate yourself. And it doesn't mean that it has to cost money, but listen to podcasts. Watch some YouTube stuff. Be careful, because there's a lot of people out there that are selling get rich quick schemes, and if they're telling you get rich quick, it's probably going to get rich quick, get poor quicker in the process. So the second really thing is what education, what skill set do you need to increase? Do you need to take to bring into your life to make your success easier, faster, and more prevalent? And bring it to more recency. And like I said, podcasts, books, programs. Like I've got programs that we go through. In fact, starting next week on Thursday, October 28th, I'm doing a free training. So it's totally free. It's a 3-part training series, and I'm going to go deep. I'm going to talk about the first training. We're going to talk about the affluence journey. What are the obstacles to it? What is affluence? How do we get through that process so you can see where you are on the path to affluence and make that happen? And then the second training, I'm going to walk through the core wealth building principles that affluent entrepreneurs use to build wealth, and we're gonna figure out your finish line, your target number. What do those numbers look like? Where does that play in? And the third, we're gonna then, now that we know where you are and what gets in the way, and we know what the target is and the principles that you need to do, then we're gonna spend in the third session walking through the 9 factors, the 9 accelerators, as I call them, that you need to have in place to build affluence and financial freedom and financial liberation into your life. Then you'll see where you are on those 9, and then you know what you need to work on to make that happen. And so that's October 28th. If you want to join that, it's totally free. Go to affluencelive.com. That's affluencelive.com. Grab a spot. Let's do it. And let's have some fun. Let's go deeper on some of that stuff. So coaching, curriculum, and the third one is community. We tend to find ourselves our way to success faster, easier, and better when we've had a chance to surround ourselves with like-minded people that are willing to challenge us, that are willing to support us, and that are in the space of where we expect to go, that they're going to cause us to rise. And so here's what I'd ask you to do is that are you surrounding yourself in a community of like-minded people that are doing the same things that you want to do, that have accomplished the same things that you want to do. And so if I've got a community of people that are caring for me, a community of people that are supporting me, I have a coach or a mentor that's pushing me along and guiding me, and I have training and education that's skilling me up, your possibility for success is going to go up dramatically. Hold on a second, I got a cough. That's what I get for talking all day. So it's going to go up. Now, here's one aspect of this whole idea of success, because too often we tag a destination. We tag where we want to go. I want $10 million in the bank. I want $1 million in the bank. I want to lose 50 pounds. But what we do is we decide that the most important thing is the destination. The most important thing is that you're in action and on the journey. That you're in action and on the journey. We're not going to build $1 million, $2 million, $10 million net worth in one clean swoop. It's step by step. So I talk about this idea of what micro successes. what's really important is progress is more important than achievement, because the achievement is the byproduct of progress. But progress is the byproduct of micro successes. In other words, I want you to celebrate the progress, the little things that happen. Let's say that you haven't been putting any money away for retirement. You haven't been putting any money away for savings. You haven't been paying down the bills. And all of a sudden, you decide to put $10 away. It doesn't matter what the amount is. That is a micro success, because what you've done is you've exercised a muscle. You've done something different than you've done before. And if you keep doing that different thing, it's going to give you a different result. Hopefully that starts to make sense to you. Here's why this becomes important. There's a study by the University of Scranton, and they set up goals. And when they set up goals, they found out that 92% of the people quit their goals. 92% quit their goals. Why do you think that is? What they found was they didn't quit the goals because they felt they couldn't make them. They quit their goals because they felt overwhelmed. Okay? They quit their goals because they felt overwhelmed. Well, if we realize that goals, the big goals, are there and a product of steps to those. There's all these micro successes, these micro goals that are before that. And when we start to look at the micro successes along the way, if I want to build $1 million, guess what? You got to pass through $1,000. And in order to make $1,000, you got to pass through $100. So when I understand that, then I'm less likely to sit back and go, that $1 million is a long ways away, or getting out of debt. Okay, same thing. Losing weight, same thing. If I got to lose 50 pounds, you're going to have to pass through losing 2 pounds. Celebrate the progress. The celebration is cementing the micro success into your cell, into your DNA, into your demeanor. And when we do that, that starts to build momentum, because micro successes create momentum. Every time we have success, think about it. When last time you accomplished something, you sat up tall, you patted yourself on the back, and you thought, I can do this. That's what micro successes do, is they start to create momentum towards your bigger goal. But what it also does is it allows you to celebrate your progress along the way and starts to dissipate the possibility of you going into overwhelm. If you think about it, John Grisham, the popular novel author, he wrote, I'm trying to remember the book. It was A Time to Kill. Okay. So when he was writing the book, A Time to Kill, they talk about this whole idea of writer's block. What he did is that he just committed to just writing 1 page a day. A micro success. Every day, 1 page. By the time he's done, 200, 300 pages in, he's got the novel written. But to tackle the novel in its totality was a daunting task. It was overwhelming. To tackle debt, to tackle building wealth can be a daunting task because it seems distant and far away. But to break it down into these bite-sized chunks that we call micro successes, it makes it a lot easier for us to accomplish, to avoid overwhelm, and to make it happen. Here's the bottom line. Dreaming isn't enough. We can have visions, we can have dreams, we can have vision boards, we can have all those things up on the board. It's not enough. It's not going to get you there. The dream has to be reduced to a plan. But even that, now you got a dream, now you got a plan. That doesn't get you there either. Now the plan has to be reduced into action steps. the action steps need to be paired with micro success celebrations to get to the result. So the dream begets the plan begets the action steps with the micro successes will get you your result. It doesn't matter to me whether you're hundreds of thousands of dollars in debt, or you've got millions of dollars and want more, or you're 50 pounds overweight and you want to cut it out, or you want to lean out, or you want to rebuild a relationship. No matter what it is one step at a time. But if I try to solve the problems all at once, it's overwhelming and we can't do it. We don't have the resources. So I'm going to give you a couple things that I think will help you out in walking through this, and then I'll remind you about the training that I have before I have to cut out to go to a speaker reception. And I'll be back tomorrow, and we've got a couple things at the event tomorrow, and then I fly home and all that. So, but here's a couple things. I'm going to ask you to look at your goals, and we can do this financially, since that's what we're really talking about here, is that what's the big goal? What's the big goal you have? Okay. What's the big goal you have? And then answer the question, what needs to happen for this to come true, for this big goal to come true? If you want to have $1 million in the bank and no debt, what has to happen? Well, I got to have debt paid off. I got to start making more money. I've got to start saving money. I've got to, stop overspending, whatever it is. I don't know what it is, but this is where we start to look at how to get it there. So what needs to happen for that to come true? And now that you know what needs to happen, paying debt off, stopping carb eating, whatever it is, depending on what that goal is, what are the steps? Break it down to steps. What are the steps to get you there? The steps to get you out of debt, the steps to get more income into your savings account. What are the steps? And write them down. Don't try to keep it up here. Let's get it out of your head. Get it out of your head, out of your heart, put it on paper, put it on an iPad, put it on in a computer, get it out of your head. What's the steps? And then the last thing is to answer the question, what's the first step I need to take right now? Remember the micro success? What's the first step I need to take right now? And then take the step. That's it. What's your big goal? What needs to happen for that to come true? What are the steps that you need to take to get there? And what's the first step you can take right now and take it? All right. Write them down, Tracy. Write them down. There's something about writing it down that creates a commitment with you, and you go, oh, now it's memorialized. Now it's real. So write them down. Karen says, we followed the plan you helped us with, and we're in great shape now. We need to make our next plan. Grateful for you, to you for helping us get out of the hole that we were in. This, Karen, you guys have been special to me for so long. You've been following me for so long. So glad to hear that, and everything. So that's what I have. I just want to jump in here and have a conversation around this idea of how do we create financial independence? How do we do this? And what are the things that we need to do? So kind of give you the framework of having, coaching, curriculum, and community, and then this whole process of micro successes and how to make that happen. So again, if you want to join me, well, actually, I'm not going to say if. You should join me. I'm going to be directive. You should join me in the free training next week, starting next Thursday, October 28th. Go to affluencelive.com, grab your spot. I'm going to be spending some time with you on three-part training series, totally free. We're going to dig in to living an affluent life from the money standpoint, from the business standpoint, and how to make that happen. Okay. And I'd love to see you there. If you have questions or comments or anything, pop them in. Send me a note. Let me know. I'll do a live. I'll help you out. Maybe I'll bring them into the training and everything like that. But that's what I had for you this afternoon, this evening. And so I'll stick around for a few minutes. If anyone's got any questions or anything that comes up, I'll stick around for a minute or two. And if not, I'll let you get on with your day, and I'll get on with mine. So thank you, Karen. Thank you, Karen. I am, like I said, I'm in Raleigh today, and I fly back tomorrow afternoon after I am doing another session tomorrow. So that's it. Okay. All right, you beautiful people. You guys get on with it. Get on with it, and enjoy the rest of your Thursday. I'll see you back here soon. If anything comes up in the meantime, you let me know. You reach out to me. Post a DM, send me a DM, put a comment in, and let's rock and roll. And make sure that you sign up for the training, and let's change your financial destiny forever. Let's give you the tools, the tactics, the strategy, the pathway, and the process that'll make it happen. Okay. It doesn't need to be complicated. It may not be easy depending where you're at, but it's certainly simple. And we're going to give you the tools to make it happen. All right. You guys rock. You guys have a great evening. And well, it's evening where I'm at. And I'll see y'all soon.